Hi guys, right now I'm with Alex. How are you doing?
Great. Actually, I just saw Jeff having such a hard time, last night drinking coffees and watching movies and reading. So I'm still shocked about, his very lame situation. So I just don't know. Maybe I will fast today in his honor.
He's having such a hard lifestyle,
Yeah, some people got it very hard.
Yeah. But hopefully they've got you to support them and do
Exactly.
some more coffee for them. So whenever they feel like they need something, you're there.
You know what? A real man can handle espressos, and some don't. So, no, it's cool. I have to deal with this.
Now we're gonna see if Jeff really listens to all the Q&A because he's gonna react to that. If it was from Seth, I wouldn't expect any reaction from Jeff. But coming from you,
No, don't worry about Seth. He's not even able to watch things on the internet.
internet is something he doesn't even know.
Exactly. Yeah.
But today for the Q&A, I know you know it's a Q&A. So you see me with this.
Yeah, exactly.
Beatles or Rolling Stones?
It's funny because they've been in my life in different periods. The Beatles were introduced to me because I was pretty much in the punk rock scene, and I wasn't really into pop. Even if the latest releases of the Beatles were more over the top than what they started with. But so the Beatles were introduced to me when I was having a very bad time, and it was very hard because the girlfriend I had at the time left for one of my friend, and my best friend came to me with said, "Oh, just relax, dude," and just it was really into the Beatles at the time. So it's funny because I still associate the Beatles with this period because I was listening to the Beatles like crazy, and so but for a long time I didn't listen to the Beatles at all because of that. And then I gave it another try, and we were in a bus, in a couch, and the driver was driving like a madman, and so I got sick, but like crazy. I was in the toilet, and I was so freaking sick. So I guess for me, even if I do love the Beatles, I've got very bad experiences with those guys, and the Stones are more appealing to me, more guitar driven and more bluesgrass, root, and more kinky and sexy, I would say. Also, the Beatles, I love the Love Me Do thing, but it's like it's like you're going on a date with the Beatles, and it's very fun, and it's very nice, and you're gonna have a lot of fun, but that's it. But with the Stones, it's like you're going for a hell of a ride, you know what I mean? And that's the cool thing I like about it. I guess it's because I like a little more of the chaos thing, and they had their bad times as well. But it's very difficult to pick and choose, but because they're so meaningful, and they've been very their influences are all over the band. I'm still listening to this day, and it's funny because I'm reading Robert Smith biography, and he's talking about the Beatles, and so it's just funny to see how everything is linked in a way, And I was reading something else, and they were talking about the Stones, and those two bands that I was reading about are very influential for me. So it's very funny to see that you can have the very nice, I see the Beatles like the perfect gentleman, and which they probably aren't, and I'm seeing the Stones like the perfect badass, you know, the guys that you want to hang out, you know, you want to hang around with them, you know, to you know that some punches will be thrown, you know, in the night, so you're gonna have a little excitement rather than, you know, just going to the ballet or something like that with the Beatles. I'm very sorry, Beatles fans, but you know, in the very, very intense period of my life, my first heart collapsing moment, and they showed up, helped me a little bit, but they're still associated with so much pain, and so have sympathy for the devil, I guess.
Thank you very much for sharing all those experiences with us. It was really...
I feel so generous. I'm so comfortable with you. I just want to share my heart with the world right now. It's
Well, thank you very much. And I hope you're going to feel generous with Jeff and his coffee as well.
No, already. It's on the go.